Hey guys, this is Mrs. Rains. I'm just going to go over a week one playlist with you, and because it's week one, I'm also going to kind of go through some expectations that you'll need to know for the rest of the year and how to go about utilizing your playlist. So, first things first, when you first get into your Google Classroom, it's going to look like something like this. This is your stream, but I was just on the Classwork tab because I believe that this actually organizes it a lot easier for you guys so that all the important information is in the welcome section, so it's like right up at the top. And then you can also easily see like in order when you're supposed to do things. I know that they do have dates on them, but the dates don't necessarily apply as much as you need to go in order of the week. So like week two needs to go after week one, that kind of thing. But if week one goes into a little bit or goes and you're working on it on week two, that doesn't matter as much. So anyway, once you've gone to the Classwork tab, when you are looking at your weeks, you will always see two things, or at least two things in every week. So the first one would be the actual playlist that you need to work on throughout the week, and we'll get to that in a second. And then the second thing that you will see will be the intro video. So this will be like a once a week thing that I put on here to basically tell you what to expect from the playlist for this week. So I'll also give you like some helpful hints or explain why I like linked certain things in, that kind of thing, or why I told you to do this on Monday versus doing it like whenever you want, which some of the playlists will be set up like that. So that's what this video is going to be. If you see any more assignments, which week one does not have them, but if you see any more assignments here, that means, or if you see any other thing listed here, that means that at one point you will need to turn something in on Google Classroom. Now, that doesn't mean that in the playlist there isn't something that you'll have to submit, but I might ask you to do it in a different way. But if you see something extra on Google Classroom, that means I'm specifically asking you to turn it in here, okay? Just so you know, and you'll see that as weeks go on. But anyway, moving on. Week one playlist. You're going to click on this. It's just going to be attached. This is now yours. I've sent a copy or made a copy for each of you, so you can type right on it and like it's yours, just like that. Week one, our objective is going to be that you guys can write a complete sentence and write it well. So that's what we're going to be really working on for week one and even a little bit on week two. And this is how we're going to get here. Your playlist is how you get there. So the first thing you need to know, library presentation with Miss Treese is something that is on your to-do list. So you need to do that, but it has to be on Monday because that is something that's been scheduled that you need to know about, or you need to know that that's going to happen on that day. Sometimes I'll say that you need to do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, that kind of thing. But if something is listed and it gives you a day specifically, it means I am expecting to see that you have that completed by the end of that day. And if you complete something, if you're like me, I like to check off my list. So you can go ahead and just put a check mark there after Monday when you've gone through that presentation and you know what you need to know. So anyway, moving on. You need to watch this video right here that I've linked in here on No Red Ink. This will tell you how to set up your account. This will tell you how to navigate No Red Ink, and that's going to be really important. And I made it its own special tab and its own thing on the list because if you don't watch this, you won't know how to navigate a program that you're going to use for the next couple weeks at least. So you need to watch this video. Once you've done it, you click on it and you check it, and then you're good to go. You are going to need to work on the No Red Ink program. So I put grammar, No Red Ink, because that's something that you're going to be working on. But I specifically put steps in. Why I did this is because you need to take a pre-test, which pre means before you do any sort of practice or learning. This is like a base where you're at. And then as you go on, you'll be practicing. But this needs to happen first. So does this writing prompt to also kind of pre-test you on your writing skills. And then after you're done with that, you can work on the grammar practice that's also in No Red Ink. So all three of these things can be found in No Red Ink. And then another practice that you will do for this week that's on your playlist is this Pear Deck that's been linked here. So you can just go through there and go on and do that self-paced. And so you'll see what I mean when you click on the link and you go to do it. The last thing that you really need to know about week one's playlist is that you will have enrichment activities every week, and the expectation is that if you're working on your playlist, or if you're in ELA, you're working on your playlist. Now, when you get done with this right here, the actual playlist itself, the things that I've said, yes, this is happening in week one, then you go on to enrichment activities. And for this week, because week one and week two are very closely related, your enrichment activity is that when you get done with this stuff, you get to go on and just skip ahead to week two. There will be other times where there will be actual activities down here that you get to do, and with that, you get to choose what you do. So it's basically like our way of saying you should have mastered the objective. So, like for week one, it's writing a sentence. Here's your choices as to how you're going to show me that you've truly mastered this. So it could be a number of things, but you get to choose. And I even included down here, just so you guys would be aware, do not move on to week two's playlist until you have completed the playlist from week one. And that's really important because this stuff needs to happen in order, and it's been structured and planned that way on purpose. So anyway, this is week one's playlist. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and ask. And then I will come around and be helping you guys. So let me know if you have any questions.